Welcome everybody to the webinar. My name is Eric Johnson, creator and CEO of Teamzy. I am super excited to be here with you guys live from my beautiful home in San Diego, California. And I just have to give credit to my wife, Lisa, because literally 30 seconds ago, I heard all the kids screaming and having a blast being kids, and now there's dead silence in the house. So I have to give props always to my amazing partner in life who has silenced everybody for your sakes. All right, so we're gonna have some fun tonight. We're gonna jump right in. Those of you who've seen me do, I like to train on different topics. Tonight, I'm just gonna show you the nuts and bolts of Teamzy. I'm gonna show you guys how to set this thing up. It's pretty easy to do, but I'll show you how to do it right. And then I'll take you through the best workflows to absolutely crush a power hour, okay? I'll show you how to start conversations, how to have those conversations, all the while logging them automatically in Teamzy. And then how to follow up like a pro after you've invited somebody to learn more about the business. I'll take you through the whole process. I may drop a little bit of nuggets here and there on you, so make sure you have pen and paper ready, or however you like to take notes. And I will give you my little disclaimer, which is I'm going to move quickly because I have a lot of content I want to give you. But just make sure, it's going to be like you're taking a sip of water out of a fire hose at times. I apologize for that, but I think you guys will get a ton of value. So let's dive right in. Okay. Let me see, I got a little presentation here. So tonight's topic, the actual title of the topic tonight is Get Started Right with Teamzy and Become a Power Hour Boss. So just to kind of give you a little backstory on me, for those of you who haven't met me before, my background is in coaching and business coaching and consulting. I've been helping people build their business for 16 years now. It's kind of my passion. I love helping people build their business. I fell into network marketing by accident, probably like a lot of you guys. I had a job that I loved. I was, helping people build their business. And I found some network marketing products that literally changed my life, and I was excited to share them, just kind of on the side. And as I found and realized what an incredible opportunity network marketing was, I quickly started looking for tools that would help me to be successful, tools that would help me leverage my time to be more efficient with my time, and also help me to be more effective with the activities I needed to do to build my business. So I was looking for something that would let me do everything that I needed to do in an hour a day. That's all I had. How many of you guys can relate to that? I only had an hour a day. And I wanted a way that I could stay in touch with all of my contacts. Now, one of the things that I see people raising their hands. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me just double check. Hold on a second here. I've got one person whose audio isn't working. So you need to check your speakers. It looks like everything's reading out great on my end. Okay, great. Let me jump back in. Where was I? So I wanted to know how to stay in touch with all my contacts, because I'm going to teach you guys a little bit tonight about relationship marketing. But basically, relationship marketing is not selling things to the people you know. It's about building real relationships with people first. It's about focusing on people before sales, people before recruits. And what happens is not only do you generate more business this way, but you create a foundation that is able to support your business. If you don't work this way, then you're constantly beating the bushes trying to find new leads. So I wanted a way to stay in touch with all the people I knew, because the people I know already is the most valuable thing I own. Also, I wanted to know when to contact them and when not to. In other words, please don't make me think. Just tell me who to connect with today. And I wanted to know what to say to them. Not like a robot, like I needed to have every sentence written out for me, but I needed to just get past that first obstacle of what the heck do I say to start this conversation. So I just needed to know a few easy things to start the conversation with them. And then also I needed a system that would let me follow up seamlessly so that nobody ever fell through the cracks. How many of you guys have had people fall through the cracks? Probably everybody's hand is up, right? It's absolutely normal. Now, I wanted a system though where that wouldn't happen anymore. Okay, so one more thing was essential. I wanted something that was easy to use. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm really not good with technology. In fact, it's kind of a joke around Teamzy headquarters, because my understanding of how things works is so pathetic. Now, I've gotten a little better over the years, but honestly, it has to be super easy to use. And I just couldn't find anything. I don't know about you guys, probably not. That's why you're here. You're the kind of people that were attracted to us because you're looking for the same thing I was looking for. There was nothing out there for us. The few software systems that were built for network marketing were complicated and really hard to use. And honestly, they were kind of ugly to look at. I didn't want to deal with any of that. I just wanted something that I could turn on and go. So long story short, it didn't exist, so we built it. We built it for you guys, and you're going to love it. I'll show it to you guys in a second. Just a little background on what's happened in the last couple of years with Teamzy. We've had more than 60,000 network marketers use Teamzy, which is so humbling and amazing. And I'm excited that you guys are joining us, that you're going to be part of this too, and we get to be part of your success story. Our active users in Teamzy are averaging 21 new customers and 9 recruits over 90 days. Okay, so our active users are averaging 21 new customers and 9 recruits over 90 days, which is not bad. Now, that's not a bad average. And I bet there's a few of you that would feel pretty good about that if we could compound that over some time for you. So I'm going to show you tonight, when I say active users, I'm going to demonstrate for you tonight exactly what I mean by that. And if you do what I demonstrate tonight, then you'll be right in the same ballpark as these guys. Okay, so, action steps, that's the end of the call. We don't want to do those yet. I need to show you Teamzy first. Okay, so let's jump in here really quick. Where's Teamzy? It's on one of my screens. How many of you guys have a million screens open? I always do. I like to see how many screens I can open before the computer dies. Okay, so now you're looking at my Teamzy dashboard. First off, before I get started, I want you guys to understand this. We give a 30-day free trial to everybody. So if you haven't already started using Teamzy, I want you to go to teamzy.com and start your 30-day free trial. It's free, 100% full access, and we don't ask you for a credit card or anything strange like that. We just want you to use it and love it, okay? I truly believe if you guys use your free trial, you actually use it, like I'm going to demonstrate tonight, you will not only be completely in love with Teamzy and never want to quit, but you also won't even blink about investing in an ongoing subscription, because we will help you generate that income in your first month, okay? So get to teamzy.com and start your free trial. Now, we've got, I think, 48 different versions of Teamzy right now, customized to different networks. I'm going to be demonstrating Teamzy Standard. This is our generic version, okay? So if you're not one of the 48 versions or whatever, however many we have right now, you'll start with the Teamzy Standard, which is what I'll demonstrate tonight, okay? We are constantly adding customized versions. So I want you guys to know, if you're part of a network that we don't have yet, you can message us at support@teamzy.com and tell us about your network. As we start to build different subscribers, subscriber base in each network, we'll spin off a version for you. Okay, so when you first sign up for your free trial, you're going to be dropped into the setup wizard, which is set up it's to make it easy. Okay, now the setup wizard has been dismissed on this account, so I'll show you how to get it again. You just go up to this little wheel on the top right and click Setup Wizard. Okay, so I'm going to walk you guys through this Setup Wizard, and we'll set up this account, and then we'll crank through a power hour together. All right. So we're going to do 3 things. We're going to create an income goal, okay? Basically, you're just going to write down your goal, how much money you'd like to be making 12 months from now. Teamzy will take that number and tell you what to do every day to do it, to get there. Pretty cool, right? It's really cool. Okay, we're going to take, literally, you're not going to have to think anymore. You're just going to have to wake up and do. We're going to help you create, number 2, help you create a powerful why, so that you know why you're in this business. Now, I'm going to just get a little deeper to this in a second, but this is crucial to your success. Okay, number 3, we're going to get all your contacts into Teamzy so that they're all in one place, so that you can be super mega organized, so that you are not looking for little pads of paper where you've written stuff down, or sticky notes, oh my gosh, or trying to figure out why you haven't updated your spreadsheet in 16 years. It'll all be in one place. It'll be live in your phone, on your computer, wherever you are in the cloud. So cool. Okay, so let's get started. First thing we'll do is set an income goal. You're gonna find this box blank, just put a number in there. I put 150,000 as my goal. Okay, how much money, what income level would you like to be at 12 months from now? So put the number in there. Now, if you're new and you're getting started, I think you should minimum set a 6-figure goal. I know, oh, Eric is so aggressive to make 6 figures my first year. Just do it. You've got Teamzy. Actually, you've got Teamzy. It's like having an army of assistants helping you, okay? If you guys are already a top leader and you're making great income, I want you to put the number you'd like to be at 12 months from now and subtract what your current income is and just put the difference in, okay? So either way, put the number in, and we're gonna hit continue to the next screen. Excuse me, I'm just gonna cough. Okay. So now Teamzy's crunched the numbers for me, and it's telling me that I need to connect with 4,348 people over the next 12 months to get to my goal. Is that a lot or a little? How many of you guys think that's a lot? Yeah, some of you might even think that's a little. 4,348, that's a lot, but look, if you need to eat an elephant, how do you do it? One bite at a time, right? The next page breaks it down for us. Now we're going to take that big number. First, we'll break it into 3 groups: prospects, customers, and distributors, okay? And then we're going to break that down yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily. So that huge number, which was 4,348, now it's just connect with 9 prospects every day, 6 customers, and 4 distributors on my team. That's 19 people a day. 19 people a day connecting in Teamzy, I'm just going to show you guys in a minute, is about 15 minutes work. Isn't that crazy? So cool. Now, these numbers, you can edit them. So this is a suggestion. If you want to make this something else, you can just type over it, okay? If you've got no distributors on your team yet because you're new, you can make that a 0 and then add the 4 over here, okay? On prospects. Same thing if you've got no customers, you can add them to prospects. Are you with me? So make these numbers however you want. Teamzy gives you the suggestion based on the income goal you set, then you can edit them to whatever you want. Okay, these are connects. I'm going to connect with, right now, I moved this to 10, so to make an even 20. I'm just kind of OCD like that. I want it to be even, not 19. But anyways, this is a connect. I'm going to connect with 10 of my prospects, 6 of my customers, 4 of my distributors. When I say connect, here's what I mean. I'm just going to connect with them. I'm not going to try to sell them. I'm not going to try to recruit them. I'm just going to say, hi, how are you? How's your day going? My goal with the connect is to make someone's day. I call it the make someone's day mindset. The goal is just to make their day, just to start a conversation. And then I'll show you guys as we go through the training tonight, as we're having a conversation with somebody, that's where we uncover their wants and needs and look for ways to help them. Okay. And a lot of times we'll be able to help them with our business right away. Other times it may take longer. It may take longer for us to connect with them and build the relationship before they're ready or before they have needs that we can solve with our business. Make sense? Okay. 2 other goals here are invites and ads. Excuse me. An invite is when we invite someone to learn more about the business. That's where we've gone to the next level from a connect and we've uncovered some interest. And now we're saying, hey, would you like to jump on a 3-way call? Would you like to have coffee? Would you like to come to an event? Would you like to attend a virtual event? Would you like to try a free sample? Whatever it is that we do to invite people to learn about our business, that's where we track it as an invite. Make sense? Now, ads, these are new people that we're adding to our list every day. Okay, and it's a crucial discipline to always be building your list as you go. So those are our daily goals. Once you have these numbers the way you want them, click continue, and this will set your Teamzy dashboard up with your personal goals. Each one of you will have a customized dashboard to your goals. Okay, I'll hit continue. Next step is finding your why. It's finding your why. Now, this part is so important. So important. How many of you guys have been told by your team, your upline, or you just know, it's important to know what your why is? Anybody ever? Some of you probably even have written whys, hopefully. Now, my question for you is, well, what I have found anyways, is that many people get stuck because they feel like this is so hard to do. It's like a mystical thing, trying to figure this out. And if you go to the bookstore, you'll find there's shelves of books on finding your why. In fact, behind me, I've got several of them. But I want you to know this isn't some sort of mystical process. The truth is, it's not that hard to uncover your why. Now, it'll get deeper over time, but you really don't need to go to a sweat lodge in Sedona to uncover your why. We have kind of distilled this down for you. We put it right in the setup wizard, and it's so important. I'm going to take you through it right now. There's 5 questions. They just get your mind spinning so you can kind of pull it out, because you already know your why. It's right here in your heart. You just need to get it in front of you. Okay, now the reason why understanding your why is so important is this. 1 out of 2 people in this business will quit in their first year. Yeah, it's true. 1 out of 2 people in this business will quit in their first year. And the reason people quit is not because the opportunity is not fantastic. It's not because they didn't, have goals or because there's something wrong with them. Honestly, the truth is that all of us quit when times get hard. There are exceptions though, and that's when we have a reason not to. Without that reason not to, there's no reason not to quit. Now, I love the analogy that, oh my gosh, blanking on his name right now. Darren Hardy in the Compound Effect gave. I love this analogy. He talked about the why in his book, and he says, you know, how many of you guys would walk across a balance beam on the ground, just laying on the ground for $20? How many of you guys would do that? I would do that all day long, right? Now, if I took the same balance beam and I stretched it between the tip tops of two 80-story skyscrapers, how many of you guys would now scramble across that balance beam for $20? I got a couple people. I wouldn't do that. No way. But now let me ask you this. Would you do it for $20 if the other building was on fire? Of course not. But let me add one more detail. On the roof of the building that's on fire are your children. Now, would you jam across that balance beam to get them? Absolutely, without question. What's the difference? The reason why. The reason why. See, we just won't do something hard unless we have a real powerful reason to. And your business is no different. Yes, you want a new life. Yes, you want to be free of your job. Yes, you'd like to have financial independence and not be worrying about money. Yes, you would like to have more time to be with your family. All of these things are things that we all want, right? But we need to really understand why, because guess what's going to happen? Stuff's going to happen that's hard. You guys agree? Challenges will happen in life that are big time. I know people share with me all the time: illness, divorce, death, natural disaster, tornadoes hitting people's homes. I mean, everything in the world that can happen happens to people. But you know what even destroys businesses even more often? The three biggest destroyers of business are procrastination, boredom, and lack of visible results. Procrastination, boredom, lack of visible results. All of these things will sidetrack you, and you will quit if you don't have a reason to persist through them. This is why I'm taking so much time today when you're waiting for me to show you the software to talk to you about your why. And this is why it's built into the Teamzy platform, because we want you to be successful. And we want the people that you bring into your team, you walk them through the same process, help them uncover their why so that they can have the fortitude to stick it out and make some momentum happen in their business. You ready? Let's do it together. Now I'm going to share my story with you guys really quick, just as an example. Okay? Where am I? Some of you guys know that I was once a Beachbody coach. That's how this whole process started for me. And I'm going to share my story with you guys just as an example, okay? I know a lot of you, you're from all different networks and whatnot, but you'll get the same idea. So the first question, and again, these questions are just to get you thinking. No one's going to see this but you. Why did you become a distributor? First question. Now, in my case, I lost a bunch of weight. I was feeling really good. I loved the products, and people were asking me about them. And I was telling people all the time what I did. My wife was the one that finally said, you should be a distributor because you should just be getting paid for telling everybody to go to Beachbody. So I signed up. Next question. What did you hope to accomplish? Now, I just want to be honest with you guys. I loved my job. I loved my career. I thought it was great. And I wasn't looking to build a big business in network marketing. I just wanted to make maybe $500 a month extra money. That's it. That was my goal. It wasn't lofty. It wasn't deep. I just wanted to make $500 extra money. And I remember asking my sponsor, do you think I could make $500 extra money? He said, sure, I think you could. I said, great, sign me up. Third question. Some of you guys can relate to that, right? Maybe that's your goal. Why is that important to you? Why is that important to you? Now, in my case, why is making $500 important to you? So I just wanted to save it. I just wanted to put that money in the bank. That's really what I wanted to do. I wasn't looking to go buy new sneakers every month or something like that. I just wanted to save the money in the bank. Now, just to give you guys a little bit of background on why that was so important to me, I mentioned that I came from the business of coaching, business coaching, consulting. Specifically, I worked with real estate people, and that business boomed for years. You know, I started in 2002, and every year it just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until the end of 2008 when it completely disappeared. The Great Recession hit, real estate disappeared off the face of the map for about a year, and it was a very scary time for a lot of people, not just my family. But I lost my job. And as the sole breadwinner of my family, it was a very, very scary situation, looking for work along with half the country, and just trying to figure out what I was going to do. So long story short, we were very blessed. We made it through that recession by our fingernails, but we made it through. I found another job in a different industry for a while, and we made ends meet. But during that time, we used our savings up and we stopped putting money in the savings account. So as the recession got better, I actually went back to my old company again. They hired me back. I was at a higher position. Everything was great. In fact, I felt like I was at the very top of my career, except for one problem. We still weren't saving money. How many of you guys were like, where does it go? We couldn't save any money. We were just barely making it month to month. And it had been at this point almost 6 years we hadn't saved anything, not a penny. So along comes network marketing, and I'm looking at it going, wow, that would be cool. If I can make $500 a month and save it, I could start putting money in the savings account again. All right, let's jump to the next question. What would achieving this mean for you and your family? What would achieving this mean for you and your family? And all I could think about was the fact that I wanted to buy a new home for my family. That's really what I wanted to do. I just wanted to buy a new home for us. And the first step was saving money. So I thought, wow, if I could start saving money long enough, we could buy a new home. See, we had a beautiful little home, and my wife and I, we have 4 kids, and we didn't when we started. It works that way, right? So now we had people in every room, and it was just getting really, really crowded. There was nowhere for me to work. I wanted to, even our own bedroom, we shared with the baby. So everybody was sharing a room, and there was nowhere to work. So I had the thought of leaving my job and working from home. It was just kind of an impossible dream at this point. So I started dreaming about, man, if we could get a house, a little more space, then I could work from home and things could be really good. How many of you guys, a new home is something that you dream about? So this process of going through my why, just for a few minutes, you guys, I went from, okay, I guess I'll sign up, to, wow, I'm starting to picture our dream home. And it's starting to shift kind of my consciousness about my business. Does that make sense? Now I get to this next question. Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? Now, as you go through these questions, you guys, you might actually go through this list several times as you get a little deeper as you go. But I have to tell you, when I started looking at this question, first off, I'm going to be honest. I don't like this kind of question. I just don't like this kind of question. It makes me uncomfortable. But as I really started thinking about it, my first thought was, I think buying a house probably isn't a very meaningful goal. It's kind of materialistic, right? So I went a little deeper in my thinking, and here's what I realized. I had never allowed myself to think this consciously, but it was always there in the back of my head. I knew it all along. That's what this process is about, is pulling what you already know out. Buying a home was symbolic of something else. The home symbolized my family. And the problem wasn't the size of my home. The problem was that I wasn't part of the family. See, I was always working. I was never present with my family. And I was doing what I felt like I needed to do. I might even go as far as saying what I was raised to do, which was provide for my family. But in so doing, I wasn't part of it. I was completely missing my children as they grew up, because when I got up in the morning, they were still in their pajamas, and I would say goodbye and go to work. I come home in the evening, they were already done with dinner without me and getting ready for bed. My job as dad was to say good morning and good night to my kids, basically. And I'll never forget, at that time, my son, he would usually, parents do this. And I know you guys, those of you who are parents can relate to this. You go through all the names of your kids before you get to the right name. You guys do that? I do that with my kids. But kids usually get dad and mom right. But my son never called me dad. He called me by other people's names until he figured out to get to dad. And it's because I wasn't around. It was kind of heartbreaking. And I wanted to be there with them. I wanted to be part of my family. I wanted to have time with my wife. And I just felt like that was never going to happen. Here I was at the top of my career. I had a fancy office, with a view and on the corner of the building, the corner office thing that you're always supposed to have. And here I was at the top of my career. There was nowhere for me to go up. And yet I hadn't saved money in 6 years. I didn't even think about it because I was so proud of my career and the work that I did. But as I started looking at it now, I realized that I was just stuck. We weren't going to advance beyond where we were. And so I started looking at the network marketing opportunity a little differently. As I realized that what I was missing was my family, and I could never leave my job because I was so worried about money, I realized I needed to change something. And guys, I just want you to understand this process. I was able to write my very first why statement, which I'm going to share with you right now. It's the sample text in your account of Teamzy. That's word for word what I wrote the very first time I went through this process. And this was the why that I wrote down at that time. Now this last box, my why, is where you write your why statement. This was mine. To create a life where I never have to worry about money again. I enjoy quality time with my family, and I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy, and I'm full of energy. Now writing this down was so cathartic for me, and it created a completely new process of creativity in my mind. Honestly, you guys, I stopped thinking of network marketing as the extra money, and I started thinking of my career salary as extra money, because I realized that the only way I was going to get the life I ever wanted was to do something different than my career. So I needed to focus on my business, my network marketing business, and I was just going to let my employer pay me to build my business, right? Instead of doing it the other way around. And writing this why changed everything. Once you have your why in front of you, now, whatever you put in this last box, when you click that blue continue button, it's going to publish that to the dashboard of Teamzy. So every day when you do your power hour, it's in front of you. Okay? I want you guys to read it out loud to yourselves. It's very powerful to your subconscious mind to do that. But there's going to be days where you're bored. You just don't feel like doing it. You feel like procrastinating. There's going to be days where you're like, why am I doing this? I haven't seen any results for 3 weeks. And you need to confront yourself with your why. Because choosing not to do your power hour today, in my case, would be choosing to worry about money. It would be choosing to not be with my family today. It would be choosing to not be healthy. See, because when you don't let your why drive you to do your actions, you're accepting your current position in life. You're saying out loud, I would rather stay stuck where I am than move towards my goals. This is why you can't skip the why part, and that's why you can't let people skip your why, doing this part for them. In the Teamzy bootcamp right now, working with leaders, each quarter I take a group of leaders and pull them through a bootcamp. This week we're talking about identifying leaders on your team. If somebody comes on your team and they won't go through this process of creating a why, you can't look at them as a possible leader. They are probably going to quit this year in the business. Just tell them, hey, if you don't want to do this, it's fine, but I'm just telling you right now, statistically, you don't have a chance. You need to know why you're in the game. It needs to be right in your face. Okay, so don't skip this part, you guys. It will mean all the world. Now, just a little fun thing that I want to share with you guys, what happened when I wrote this down. Some of you guys know this story, but I got so excited about this. Within 90 days of writing this down, I left my career job, which was a little scary, right? And I had nowhere to work and hadn't saved enough to buy the house yet. So what I did, some of you guys know the story. I went to Home Depot and I bought one of those tough sheds they have out in the parking lot. You know, the ones right in front of Home Depot? I had it dropped in my backyard on the dirt, no foundation. I ran an extension cord out to it and put my computer out there and started building my business in a storage shed in my backyard. We called it the shoffice. My kids called it my shed quarters. And I was doing webinars and trainings out there, sweat dripping down my face in the summertime, freezing, literally freezing in the winter. Now I live in San Diego, so it wasn't, freezing like some of you guys, but it was very cold out there. But I made it happen. Writing my why was the catalyst to everything. So I encourage you guys to do it. Okay, let's jump back in here. Third business, I'm just seeing Coach Carlos says, what's the third reason the business fails? So it was procrastination, boredom, and a lack of visible results. Those are the reasons people quit. Procrastination, boredom, and a lack of visible results. Just a quick question on that, by the way. Coach Carla, since I saw you asked the question, for everybody else, do you think, what would happen if farmers quit farming during the time after they planted the seed when there's no visible results? Because all the work of a farm happens underground, right? It's the same thing with our business. Can you imagine if they just left before those seeds germinated? Okay, last step for setup. We're going to get all your contacts into Teamzy. You're going to get your, from your back office, you're going to get your downline list, okay? The first list you want to import into Teamzy is your downline list. There's some videos here to help. We have instructions for some of the networks. Some of them you'll have to figure out, but get your downline in here first. First level is all you really need, your personally sponsored people to start, okay? And then the next list you're gonna get are your customers. So get your customers imported into Teamzy, okay? Then we're gonna get your Facebook friends will be the next big list we get into Teamzy, which is so cool. You won't be going through Facebook anymore, trying to remember who you followed up with. It'll all be organized in one place, okay? And then any other place you have files, you can get them in as CSVs. Right here in the setup wizard, there are a couple of videos that are helpful. You can skip this wizard anytime. Let me just show you this. If you need more help, you come over here to the left to Help Center. And there's all kinds of videos, FAQs, instructions. It's all on this page. Okay, cool? It's all on this page. And there's always this little help button that floats around the bottom right that you can get help from our professional team. Okay. Now, you don't need the setup wizard to import files. You just go to your team page right here and click this import button. Okay? And it brings you back to that page in the wizard every time. All right. So we're not going to do an actual import right now, but I'm going to do one more step for setup, and then I'll show you how to do your power hour. Okay. So the team page on your left navigation over here, you see dashboards where we're at now. When I go to my team page, the team page is like your complete CRM inside Teamzy. Okay, it's got your whole list, everybody that you've imported. There they are, all of them there. Okay, and then it also has, you can break them into prospects, customers, and distributors, right? You can also break them up with tags into a million different little groups, however you want. Those are your main groups. Now, after you've done an import, a bulk import into Teamzy, it's going to drop it on, it's going to put you right on this page automatically, and it's going to toggle on rank mode, which looks like this. Okay, there's rank mode. Now, rank mode lets you go down your list and rank people on a 1 to 5 star range. Okay? It lets you give them a star rank. Now, you guys are familiar with this. You rank everything on a 5-star scale. 5 stars is awesome. 1 star is not awesome. This is an important part of setup for 2 reasons. Okay, this is a huge piece. And I want you guys to make sure you get this, because even when I'm talking to the leaders, like big time leaders, they miss this. You need to be spending more time with the best people, and you need to prioritize your relationships, okay? Otherwise, you end up spending a lot of time on the coldest people and getting very little results, whereas you need to be spending more time with the warmest people. You'll get way better results, okay? And so the way we do this is we rank everybody in Teamzy. 5 stars is awesome, 1 star, not so awesome. Once you've ranked your list, you never have to plan your power hour ever again. You never have to do any planning. You just turn on Teamzy every day and it will tell you, here's who's up today. Here's who you are going to connect with today. Okay? So many people are like, oh my gosh, I'm so overwhelmed by the fact that I have to rank my list and spend 30 minutes or 40 minutes ranking my list because I'm so well connected. And I have to tell you guys, if you moved into your dream home, would you unpack the dishes and the pots and pans? Or would you, every time you need to make a meal, go looking through boxes for the right dish? Right? So do this. Don't skip this step. Now I'll go through, if you want to see the specific definitions of the stars, you click on this little question mark right here, and it will show you what they are. Okay? But the big thing that you need to know is that a 5-star person comes up on your dashboard to connect every 30 days. 4 stars comes up every 60 days, 3 stars comes up every 90 days, and 2 stars come up every 120 days. Do you see how that works? So everybody cycles through at different rates, and some people you'll see more often because they're warmer relationships. So once you've done this and you've gone through and you've ranked everybody, you don't have to save or anything, it auto saves. You can just go back to dashboard. Now we're ready to do our power hour together, okay? All right, let's do this. So again, relationship marketing. Teamzy allows you to do a couple things. 1, it's based on the fact that we're going to build relationships. We're going to put people first, okay? 2, Teamzy helps you get so organized that you can do everything you need to do in 1 hour a day, okay? So I'm going to show you now how to crush a power hour. In our example, we set goals of connecting with 10 prospects, 6 customers, 4 distributors each day. That's 20 people. I'm going to show you why you can do that in Teamzy in about 15 minutes. You guys ready? So there's 4 lists in your power hour. See this power hour section right here? There's 4 lists. The left side has my lists. The right side is where I log my activity. So I've got my prospects list, my customers list, my distributors list, and my follow-ups, okay? Each one of these only gives me 5 names at a time. That's to keep me focused, so I'm not skipping around. I want you literally to connect with the next person up on the list, and it keeps me from getting overwhelmed by the fact that there's maybe 3,000 people on my prospects list, right? It's only 5 today or right now that I'm looking at. First person on my list is Jay. So we're going to always work left to right. Start with prospects, then customers, then distributors, then follow-up. So I'm going to start with my prospects. First person on my list is Jay. I am going to message her on Facebook. Now, I've got Facebook open right here in a separate tab, okay? So I'm ready to connect with people on Facebook. By the way, you can log any type of communication in Teamzy, Facebook, text, emails, phone calls, in person, Snapchat, Instagram, anything. You can log anything. But my preferred method of communication is via Facebook Messenger, at least to start a conversation, because it has the highest response rate by a huge margin. Huge margin. People respond on Facebook Messenger at, I don't know, it's like 100 times better than email, and it's about 5 times better than text. Okay, so look, Jay's right there. So now I'm going to message her. Now this is where a lot of people get stuck. They think, oh my gosh, what am I going to say to her? I haven't talked to her since high school. Anybody relate to that one? Okay, so here's what I want you to do. I've put these scripts in for you that are non-salesy, that are designed just to help you start the conversation. So right here in the bottom middle of the connect box, click on scripts. I'm going to get some for Facebook. And look, here's connect number 1. Hi, Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. This, by the way, this is my little workhorse script. I love this script. I've used it thousands of times to start thousands of conversations. It's just so simple. It makes them smile. I hope it makes their day. And they respond to it really well. I'd say the response rate to this is probably 50%, which is phenomenal, right? So look, I'm going to copy the script. Copied. I clicked on copy script. And I'm just going to go back to Teamzy. Now look this. I'm going to paste it in here. Okay, there it is. So that I can edit it before I send it. Change the name to the correct name. Whoops. Maybe put an emoticon on there. Now, I highly recommend that you guys always use their name. Okay, always use their name. Don't put hey girl or something like that. Oh, that's weird. I wonder why it looked like that. Try this again. Come on, computer. There we go. Let's try this one. There, that looks better. Okay. Whatever emoticons you like, but always use their name, because if you make this too generic and you send out 20 times to this that's exactly the same, then Facebook may think that you're spamming people. You want these to be individualized. So look, I've got this all set up the way I want it. Now I'm just going to copy it again. Now that I have it the way I want it, I'm going to toggle over to Facebook and I'm going to actually send her the message. So I'll look up Jay. There she is. And I'm just going to send that message to her. Okay, there it is, ready to go. Send. Okay, great. So that's sent. Okay, now I'm going to finish logging it here. That was a Facebook message. Log it. Do you guys see how easy that was? Now look what happened. Jay's off the list. I've got 1 done, and the next person is now up. And I'm going to do the same thing with Hamilton. I'm just going to paste that same script. Just use the same script. Why change it? Just change the name. Okay, try to type their name right. Right? Just use the same script. Boom, 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 boom. If you want, you can get a different script. There's a few more in there that you can use to start the conversation. Just go down your list and send out those connects. Now, people may start responding to you. Be disciplined and don't respond yet until you're done sending all your outgoing messages out. It'll only take you about 15 minutes in this case to send your 20 messages. So just send all those out. Then you can worry about responding. But for right now, let's just get them all started so that you can get your finished, your income producing activities done and out. Okay? So we'll do the same thing. We'll send this one. We'll go to Facebook. We'll send it to Hamilton. We'll log it here. Now we have 2. We'll go to the next person. Okay? Super easy. Now, we are just going to go down. We're just going to keep going down that list. Until, I'm not sharing my screen with you guys anymore. Hold on a second. You're like, what list? Where did it go? Here we go. You're just going to keep going down your list until you hit your goal. In our case, it was 10. So we're just going to keep connecting. We'll boom, 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 boom until we get to 10. Then we'll go to the next list, customers. Now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to start connecting with our customers. We send them a short message to make their day. Now, if I go to scripts, you'll find that I've got different scripts for customers in here, which is pretty cool, right? You're doing great. I'm proud of you. Congratulations on. How are you enjoying the product? Send me an update. Let me know how I can be of help. By the way, this little sentence, please send me an update and let me know how I can be of help, is magic. And I can't even tell you because it wasn't done consciously, but over the course of years, refining those words down to that, they work so great. If you're struggling with getting a conversation going, like if you say, how are you? And they say, good, use this sentence. Send me an update. Send me an update. Let me know how I can be of help. Send me an update. What have you been up to? Send me an update is key because then they'll send you an update. Now you're having a conversation. Pretty cool, right? So look, same thing. You can grab any of these scripts, copy, script, send it to your customers the same way, okay? Facebook message is how I'd probably send it. Customize it however you want it. Go to Facebook, send the message, log it, okay? Same thing, you're gonna go down your list of customers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in this case, until I'm done with my customer list for the day. Now this is really important. So many people neglect their customers. How many of you guys neglect your customers a little bit? And you feel bad about it, right? Yeah. Now I'm gonna give you 3 reasons why you should never neglect your customers. Now here's the good news. You've got Teamzy now, so you have an easy way to actually take good care of them. The reason you feel bad about neglecting them is because you know your primary duty is to help your customers, right? That's why you have a business. We need to be in touch with our customers so we can serve them, give them good service. Number 2 is if you're in regular contact with your customers, and I don't mean the kind of contact where you're like, hey, would you like to order? Or your order's coming, would you like to add to it? I don't mean that kind of junk. I just mean in contact, just being present, being friendly. If you're in regular contact with your customers, they will order more product. This is a fact. If you're in regular contact with your customers, they will order more product. And if they're on a recurring monthly order, they will retain longer. So your volume and your retention will go up just by staying in touch. Now imagine if everyone on your downline was able to stay in touch with their customers and everybody's retention and volume went up. What would that mean for you? Yeah? So you got to get them in their 30-day free trial and show them this. I've seen leaders literally get into Teamzy and get their team into a 30-day challenge and their entire team volume go up 40% in a month. It's amazing. Staying in touch with customers, they will order more, okay? The third reason and most important reason for staying in touch with your customers, wow, even more so than that, yes. How many of you guys would like new customers? Anybody looking for some new customers? Do you know where to go for that? Do you know where you should go? Where should you go right now to get new customers? You know where I'm heading with this, right? The best place to get a new customer is a current customer. The best place to get a new customer is a current customer. Current customer, people who are using your product and loving them are talking about them. That's what people do, right? They're talking about them already. They've already got friends and family excited about these products. Your best customers already have people ready to buy right now. But if you're not in touch with them, then you won't be getting introduced to them. Make sense? So you got to stay in touch. You got to have conversations. You got to find out, hey, do you know anybody who's interested in learning more about this? Have you talked to any friends about it? Have you told your friends about it? Are they excited? Can I help them too? Can you introduce me to them so I can help them too? Okay, stay in touch with your customers. Let Teamzy guide you. Just stay in touch. You don't need to create some overcomplicated system. Some of you guys create these super complicated systems for staying in touch with your customers. Just put them in Teamzy and let Teamzy tell you every day, here's the 5 people to connect with today. Just send them a message. And you'll be in touch with everybody on a regular basis. Make sense? Okay. Let's jump over to the third group, which is your team, right? Your team. So we're going to connect with the distributors on your team the same way. We're going to send them a quick message. Look, this is why we named the product Teamzy. It's about your team and the family and the culture that you create around it. If you guys are leaders and you've got people coming on your team and you've got a Facebook group for your team, that's awesome. If you're doing live Zoom coaching calls with your team, that's great. but they need to hear from you one-on-one. They need that personal relationship with you. Teamzy's going to make it easy. And honestly, guys, I talk to leaders all the time who've got tens of thousands of distributors, and they're so excited for Teamzy because now they finally have a way to stay in touch with those relationships that they've neglected for so long. Those of you guys who are building a business from square one, you're so far ahead of those leaders. I know you look at those people and go, wow, they're so far ahead of me, but you're so far ahead of them because you've got Teamzy right here at square one. And you can build those relationships and keep them as you go. Make sense? So we're going to go through our prospects, our customers, our distributors, and just message them, boom, 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 making their day, connecting with them. Now, our goal was 20, and you guys see how we could do that in about 15 minutes just using scripts to get them started. Now, people are starting to respond back. And in this case, let's say if your response rate was about 50%, that means you send 20 messages a day and start 10 conversations every day, which means by Friday, you've got 50 conversations going. So yeah, you might want to block another hour later in the day to actually have those conversations as they're coming through, right? But that's a good thing. You're creating momentum in your business. So how do I get people on my follow-ups list, the fourth list? Now, nobody will show up on this list automatically. You have to put them there. So how do I put people on my follow-ups list? All right, so let's talk about this. As I'm messaging people and starting conversations, two things can happen. Okay, one, the conversation's great and we have a great conversation and I'm asking questions and I'm finding out their wants and needs. I'm looking for ways to help them and they're interested in learning more about my business, right? And in that situation, I'm going to invite them to come deeper. I'll invite them to an event or a three-way call or something, business opportunity meeting. I'm going to invite them to something. And then I'll put them on my follow-ups list and I'll follow up like a pro. I'll show you how to do that in a second. Or the conversation kind of fizzles out. It doesn't go anywhere beyond the pleasantries, beyond just reconnecting. And as I've probed, they've shown no interest in my business. And so that's fine. The conversation fizzles out. I don't put that person on my follow-ups list. I just let them cycle back on my Teamzy list. They'll come back in 2, 3, 1 month, depending on how many stars they have, and I'll connect again. There's one other option, and that is somebody who doesn't respond to me at all. No response. And again, I do not set a follow-up for somebody with no response. I just leave them in Teamzy. They'll come back automatically. My follow-ups list is for my qualified people, the people who are interested, the people who I've sent an invite to, and they've shown interest. My follow-ups list then has a very high conversion rate. Make sense? So let me show you how I get somebody on my follow-ups list. Where'd it go? So we sent Jay a message. She's going to be my guinea pig today. I sent Jay a message. She messaged me back. Oh my gosh, great to hear from you. What are you up to? And we started connecting. Okay, started talking. I'm asking her questions, catching up. And at some point in the conversation, she asks me, Eric, what are you doing these days? How are you doing? And this is where I'm going to tell her exactly what I'm doing and why it's amazing. And as she's showing some interest, I'm going to say, you know, Jay, would you like to learn a little bit more about this? I think you could actually be really great at this. And she says, well, you know, possibly, maybe, I don't know. Is it a pyramid thing or something like that, right? I don't know what she might say. Maybe I'll say something like, you know, Jay, we've got an event coming up tonight. It's virtual. You can tune in from your own home and learn a little bit more about the business opportunity. And it'll be some other people on my team sharing their stories. It'll be really good information. And if you're interested in that, I'll send you the link right now. Would you be interested in maybe tuning into that? She goes, yeah, I think I'd check that out. Great. I'll send you the link in a second. I'll email it over to you. And I tell you what I'll do, Jay. I'll connect with you tomorrow and just see if you have any questions. She says, okay, great. So this is an example of an invite. So how do I do it in Teamzy? She's no longer on my dashboard, right? So I need to go to the lookup bar and look her up. There she is. I click on her name. It brings me to her contact record. So here's her contact record. So I'm going to click the big blue connect button to open our connect box. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to log an invite. So down here, you see this little button that says invite right there, the bottom left? I'm going to click that. So it's set to connect, which is the default, but I'm going to drop down to an opportunity call. You with me? So now it's set up as an invite, and I'm just going to put in a note that it was an opportunity call. Okay? And I sent it via email. Great. So now this is going to log in Teamzy that I'm inviting her to an opportunity call. But really important, you guys, really, really, really important, is now I need to set my follow-up. See, right now there's no follow-up set. See how it's grayed out? she's just going to come back on my up next list in 30 days. I need to click follow up right in the middle and set one. Now there's a bunch of options for how, when you want to set it. You can even do a custom date, but I told her I'd follow up tomorrow. So I'm going to follow up tomorrow. There, I've set the follow up. Now I'm going to log the connect. Now check it out. You can see the follow up is on her record. Now I don't have to think about it. She's on my follow ups list. See on the dashboard, it logged an invite. Pretty cool, right? Now on my follow ups list, there she is. She's ready to go due tomorrow. See how easy that is? So tomorrow, when I do my power hour, I'm going to connect with my prospects. My goal is 10. Then my customers. My goal is 6. Then my distributors. My goal is 4. And then I'm going to start following up with the people on my follow-ups list. Okay? So in your power hour, 15 or 20 minutes is your outgoing messages. And then the rest of your hour will be working with your follow-ups. Make sense? Okay, so how do I do this? Let me just walk you through this with Jay. So Jay's due. I'm going to now fast forward. It's tomorrow and I'm following up with her. So I sent her the link. She came on to the live event we had on Facebook, and now I'm following up to see if she has any questions. Now, here's the thing that I want you guys to understand. Well, first, let me show you how to do it, and then I'll give you a little bit of training on follow-ups, and then we'll take some questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my scripts, just like a regular Connect, and I'm going to grab a follow-up script. See, there it is, follow-up number 1. It says, "Hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me?" By the way, I have 10 follow-up scripts in order for you, written for you, that are relational marketing follow-ups like that. You can just use them, okay? You can customize them if you want, or you can just use them. So look, I'm going to put that in there, get it all ready the way I want it. Okay, ready to go. With me? Put your emoticons in. It's all ready. Now I'm going to actually go send it to her. Come on, open up the message. There it is. Send that message to her. Okay. Now that's sent. I'll go back to Teamzy and finish logging it. Now, really, really important, really important. You guys see me waving my arms, super important. Set the new follow-up now. Set the new follow-up. I'm going to follow up again tomorrow. Now, people always go, "Eric, why do you follow up every day?" I don't follow up every day, but I will follow up the first couple days in a row. Then maybe I'll back it off to every few days. But I'm going to set it again for tomorrow. And when I log this follow-up, okay, you can see she's back on my list again for tomorrow, because I don't want her to fall off my follow-ups list. I want to keep following up with her. Okay, really quick, guys. I'm running out of time, but I want to give you some meat on follow-ups. This is so important. The fortune in the follow-ups. How many of you guys have heard that before? Yeah. Now I'm going to give you another stat. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. Did you guys know that? So how many of you guys follow up 10 times? Anybody? Does anybody follow up 10 times systematically? I didn't see any little hands raised. And it's very rare that I do. And I understand why. First of all, till now you didn't have Teamzy, so you didn't have a system to help you stay in keep track of people. But I know why you guys don't do it. It's because you're worried about being annoying. How many of you guys are just terrified of being that annoying person who does that? Anyone? Yeah, a bunch of hands. Here's the thing. First of all, in a second, I'm going to teach you how to do it without being annoying. How many of you want to stay tuned and learn how to not be annoying when you follow up? I'm going to teach you that. Okay. But I want you guys to have a mindset shift. First of all, do you believe in your product? Do you believe that you have the opportunity to change somebody's life? Is that why you're here? Okay, good. Are you able to really change their life if they don't commit to making that first purchase? Now, I know some of you guys have great companies and you have some free resources, but honestly, they need to commit to that first purchase before you can get to the life-changing stuff, right? Which really means something. I'm going to say something a little controversial, but here's the truth. Your product at that stage in the relationship is irrelevant. Why is it not relevant? Because they haven't bought it. It's not helping them. The only way you can help them is by following up, because the follow-up 7 to 10 times is how they're going to make the purchase 80% of the time. So the only thing you have to help them is your follow-up. And if you really believe that you can change lives, you want to love people, then following up is your only tool. This is why I always say following up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. Write it down on a little note, put it on the corner of your computer, remind yourself, following up is an act of love. And if you love people and want to help them, then you will follow up with them until you bring them through the process. Now, if you don't follow up, if you quit after 2 or 3 follow-ups, which most people do, what you're communicating is this: sorry, I don't care enough about you to follow up. I know I said I'd help you, but you didn't complete the purchase within 3 follow-ups, so I'm over you. I'm on to the next person. It's true. Let's be honest. It's true. Think about how you've been disappointed before because someone failed to follow up with you. So shift your mindset. Following up is an act of love. Now, I'm going to teach you how to not be annoying. You can follow up 1,000,000 times and people won't get irritated with you. In fact, they'll thank you for it if you follow these 2 principles. Are you ready? Now, don't even worry if you don't remember these 2 principles, because if you use my 10 scripts that are in Teamzy that I gave to you for free with your membership, then they already follow these rules. You won't mess it up. But these are the 2 rules. 1, never ask someone to do anything in a follow-up. Never ask them to do anything in a follow-up. Don't ask them to call you back. Don't ask them to message you back. Don't ask them to respond. Don't ask them to RSVP. Don't ask them to complete their don't ask them to do anything. Okay? That's the first way you're annoying, is when you give them homework in a follow-up. Don't do it. Okay? Number two. And I do have people that go, Eric, that's not the way I was trained. That's why you're not following up, because the way you were trained is annoying. Sorry. Number 2, your follow-ups need to be in texted format, right? Not voice, not a voicemail, not a video, not an email, for goodness sake. It needs to be sent. Best, Facebook Messenger. Second best would be a text message. Okay? And it needs to be short. Why? Because they're not going to open it and they want them to read it. So they're going to read it on the lock screen of their phone and the notifications. Okay? Short enough they can read it on the notifications of their phone without opening the message. I want you guys to understand the goal of a follow-up is not to get a response. Okay? So don't think you're failing when people don't respond. People aren't going to open your message because they don't want you to know they got it, because they're not going to respond right now. But you want to make sure they see it and read it. Are you with me? Short and sweet, texted. Don't ask them to do anything. Why? Without having time to go too deep into it, I want you guys to know this, is that the subconscious mind runs the show. People make their decisions. 85% of their decisions and actions come from their subconscious mind. So even though your prospect is excited when they're talking to you about the business opportunity and they can't wait to get started, don't be surprised when you follow up the next day if there's crickets and there's no response. And the next one, there's no response. And the next one, there's no response. What happens is we start filling in the emptiness with our own explanations. Oh, they've got no money, or they don't respect my time, or I must have offended them, or they've got an overbearing husband. That must be it. Or I heard rumors that their kids are, troubled. Do you guys ever tell yourself these lies about why people aren't following up? I just want you to know it's psychological. Their subconscious mind is protecting them from change, which is scary, keeping them safe. So whenever they are excited about this network marketing opportunity, their subconscious mind is shutting it down, saying, no, that's scary. We're not doing that. Okay. And distracting them. So they get your message, they get distracted. Oh, the dog just threw up on the baby. You got to go handle that. They put the phone down, they go handle that. This happens day after day. That's why they're not responding. It's not because they don't respect you, they don't like you. It's not because they're not excited about the opportunity. This is just the way the human mind works. The reason why people buy 80% of the time between 7 and 10 follow-ups is because at some point the subconscious sees the repetition as, okay, it's not threatening. We can just let the guard down. And that's why we design our follow-ups, just to be friendly and encouraging and supportive, right? And so you'll see some of the follow-up scripts that we have in here. I could give you guys a 2-hour training just on that. So I'm sorry I went through it really fast, but let me just show you some of these follow-up scripts. So you've got things like, hi, Jane, just make sure you got my message. Check in to see if you have any questions. Short, sweet, and simple. Number 3, hi, Jane, I'm excited about the goals we discussed. Can't wait to get started. Number 4, hi, Jane, just staying in touch so I can help you achieve your goals. 5, hi, Jane, I hope you're doing well. I'm here when you're ready. So these just remind them that you're there. They remind them of your heart. They remind them that you have a heart to serve them. And every time they see it, they're going to have a smile. They're going to have a positive emotion associated with you, and you're going to be top of their mind. And after a while, you will get a response. Usually it's around like 6 or 7. How many of you guys follow up even 6 times? you'll get that first response that says, oh my gosh, thank you so much. You're amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you for staying in touch with me. I'm so sorry. I've been such a jerk and haven't responded. And you kind of start the process over. And that's the process. You have to start conversations, have conversations, find ways to make people's day and help them, right? When appropriate, invite them to learn more about your business. Then put them on your follow-ups list, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up like a pro. Don't let them fall through the cracks. You do that every day. You're going to have a full pipeline all the time, but not just, you could get a full pipeline by going for no, but this way you're going to be leveraging people. Those relationships are going to be bringing their friends and family to you. You're going to generate a ton of referred business as well. And you're going to have a foundation of relationships that will carry your business forward. It's such a rewarding way to do business. So let me just finish Jay off in the thing. If you guys, by the way, I'm going to start doing questions in a second. There's a Q&A button. Load your questions in there. I'll answer them. But really quick, I'm going to just finish off Jay in the system. I'll show you what to do when she signs up as a distributor on my team. So what we're going to do, if she's not on my dashboard, again, I'll just look her up. A couple letters from her name, jump in there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to log a sale that she bought something. I'll just put distributor kit, okay, save. That sale menu will be different for each of you based on what you guys sell. It'll be your own thing. All right, so now Teamzy knows I made a sale. That's all I wanted to know because we track our statistics on the business page that help us forecast. Now what I'm going to do is where it says member type right here, I'm going to move her from prospect to distributor just by clicking on it and then personally sponsored. So now Teamzy has her as a personally sponsored distributor on my team. She's moved from the prospect list now over to the personally sponsored, to my distributor list. So next time I see Jay on my list, she'll be over here. Okay? And that's how you do it. All right, let me take some questions really quick. Okay. Nicole says, can you change your why or add to it at any time? Yes, let me show you real quick, Nicole. That's a good question. So going back to Teamzy, right here where it says my why, see on the bottom left where it says my why? All you do is you just click that and it jumps you right to that spot in the wizard again, right? And so you can just go here, you edit it to whatever you want, hit continue and it saves it. And then you can skip your wizard. Okay, so you can change that anytime. The truth is you can change your goals the same way by clicking up here, edit daily goals, and it jumps you to that part of the wizard. And you can continue through, change your goals to whatever numbers you want, click continue, and then skip out. Okay, Valine, I hope I'm saying your name right. Valine says, how do you add new contacts from Facebook? Okay, so once you've done your bulk import from Facebook, the best thing to do, Valine, is to just add them as you meet them. And the way you do that is you click this purple, I call him the purple circle guy right here on the top. See that guy? Just click him. Okay, and just add him. See how easy it is? So now I've got a new contact. Boom. I could set a follow-up if I wanted to for tomorrow so that I make sure I connect that first time with her. And good to go. Cool. All right. Next question is, say you have no customers. Right. If you've got no customers, again, at the very beginning, I talked about this, but you can change your goals to have 0 as connect for customers for the dailies right now. So go back to my goals. Oh, wait, I hit the wrong button. Edit daily goals, right? I'm just going to continue to that breakdown page. I'm going to take that customer number, make it 0, and add it over here to my prospects number. So in your case, that's what you would do, okay? So now you would have a 0 goal to hit customers for now, and you would just connect with more prospects. Now, that will change as you work with it, right? As you work with it, you'll have customers and you'll be connecting with them. Okay, Coach Carla says, what do I do when she buys? So when somebody buys, what you do is you go look them up. We'll do it again. You look them up and you click on sale and you log your sale. Now you may, depending on what you have, let's say it's a retail sale, okay, that you want to log that she bought something. She didn't sign up as a distributor, let's say. Save that. And then what you can do is you can add a tag. Now you can see I've already added a few tags here from some of our bigger networks. You can just put a tag for the product she bought. That way you always know what you bought. Kind of cool, right? Real simple. Next question. Z says, can you show the importing part again? I missed it. Thanks. Okay, so importing. Great. First of all, Z, I want you to see this. Help Center. Help Center has some great videos here on how to import different files. Okay. There are videos, and if you are the kind of person that likes to read the instructions, come on down here and you'll find, the physically written instructions for different networks. Let's say your Juice Plus. There would be your, right? Okay. So you can do the step-by-steps. So your instructions are there. Now what we're going to do is to actually do an import, you're going to go to your team page, which we're on right here, and you're going to click this import button, and then it just finds your file. Okay. Pretty simple. And again, the process is pretty easy. Deborah says, you ended by saying we start the conversation, have the conversation. And what came after? You invite them into your business when appropriate. Okay? So you start the conversation, you have the conversation. In the conversation, Deborah, you're asking questions. You're looking for wants and needs. You're trying to find a way to help them. You're being interested in them. Okay? And if they've shown some interest in what you're doing, because they're going to say to you, what about you, Deborah? What have you been doing? What are you up to these days? And then you're going to tell them, okay, I do this. I'm passionate about helping people. It's been so amazing. And if they show some interest in it, then invite them. Would you like to learn more about it? If they show no interest in it, it's fine. You've planted the seed. And what you do, here's what I would do, by the way, if they show no interest at all, and you get the feeling like they're like, okay, great, I don't want to really know about that right now, because they're skeptical, because probably somebody's approached them in a way that's been super annoying in the past. Maybe it was you in some cases. I would say, well, and could you do me a favor? If I am passionate about helping people with this. So if you come across anybody who needs help in this area, would you connect me with them? I'd be happy to help your friends. And you kind of plant the seed that way. Okay. Coach says, when I write a note, does it auto save? Do I have to update after each note addition? Okay, so I'm guessing you're talking about in this note section right here. Okay, so if you put a note in here, you have to click the update. Okay, so if you put a new note, click the update. Okay, I think that's the question she had. Leanna says, what's the purpose of ranking someone a 1 versus just deleting them? Why leave them in Teamzy? Great question, Leanna, because a 1-star person does not come up on your list. But there's people that you want their contact information for whatever reason. Maybe they're a customer. Maybe they're just, for whatever reason you want to keep their information. But they're not somebody that you have a strong enough relationship with that you're actively connecting with. That's the only reason why you keep them as a 1. But probably a lot of those people you'd probably delete. Does that make sense? But here's one thing I will say to you is sometimes you'll be surprised. You think somebody's just not interested at all, and you think maybe I should just delete this person, and they'll surprise you. I'll tell you a story about my friend Mike, who was somebody I knew through my consulting business. And when I was a Beachbody coach, I had messaged him, not about Beachbody, just, hey, how are you? How are you doing? Nothing. And he was a 3-star, so he came up every 3 months. And every 90 days, I'd send him a message. Hey, man, it's been a while. What are you up to? Nothing. Crickets. And I thought, maybe he doesn't use Facebook. I don't know. 3 months later, send him another message. Nothing. So the 4th time I messaged him, one of these just little quick sentences, it had been a year, and he responded. And he responded so specifically, it knocked the wind out of me. I mean, in a good way. He was like, hey, I've been watching what you're doing. I'm excited. I want to get started. This is the program I want to do. This is the nutritional plan I want to do. I saw on your site, it's a better deal for me to come in as a coach on your team. So I want to do that to save money. And can we talk on the phone and get all the details hammered out this week? Yes. So I learned from that, not to prejudge. You know how long it took me to send him a message every 3 months? Like 10 seconds. So for me to delete you off my list, you have to do something awful, pretty much. Okay. I'm struggling with my monthly volume goals. This is Shay. I'm posting the same scripts as my team, but I'm not getting hits. How do I set myself out from the crowd to get more hits? Okay, the number one thing you need to be doing, Shay, is you need to be focusing on your best relationships first. So have you ranked your list? You need to be talking to your best people first. If you've got 3,000 friends on Facebook and you're not going in any particular order, it could take you months to get to the people who are ready now because they're just buried in the list. So go through your list and everybody that you like, that you want to talk to, put them higher. Okay. That's the first thing. The second thing is, as you're talking to people and having conversations, you cannot be so passive. Even though I want you to build the relationship and I don't want you to vomit your business on them, you need to tell people that you're in business. You need to tell them what you're doing. Okay? You need to tell them what you're doing and why you're doing it. Why are you so passionate for this business? And it's not in a way like, would you like to buy my stuff? Can I send you my link? It's just like, what are you up to, Eric? Oh my gosh. I am so excited. I don't know if you know this, but I left my corporate job 3 months ago and now I just focus on helping people all the time. It's been so amazing. Tell people what you're doing and why you're passionate about it. So 1, go to the warm people first. 2, make sure that you're not being too passive. Make sure you're telling people what you're doing. Make sense? I see people all the time, they friend request me and I go to their Facebook page and they do not have anywhere on there that they're in network marketing. They don't have anything on there presenting their professionalism or that there's somebody that can be trusted in this business. They're like afraid. I think it's so sad. Or they'll have something so generic that I'm like, what are you? Just put on there. I love this company and their products and I represent them. What are you guys afraid of? Just saying. Okay. If you import your Facebook list again, will it create duplicates? Christy, that's a great question. No, it will not. It will not duplicate people you've already imported into Teamzy. So even if you went in and deleted a bunch of people, it won't re-import those people again. Okay? For obvious reasons. So Anonymous says, what is the rate after the trial period? Oh, that's a great one. I'm sorry that I didn't mention it. Okay, so after your 30-day free trial, Teamzy's $29.99 US per month. Okay, for an ongoing subscription, which is less than $1 a day to have Teamzy. So it's $29.99 per month for the ongoing subscription. You can also do an annual where you do 12 months at a time on your subscription. You'll save 2 months that way. You save like $60 off your annual that way. So that's an even better deal. Let's see. Yeah, that's it. So basically you're going to do your 30 days free. And if you use this, most of you guys only need to generate 1 sale to make $30, right? So if you actually use Teamzy, you'll generate more than enough, hopefully to pay your annual and just keep going, okay? Of course, you're a business owner. This is going to be a 100% tax deduction investment for your business. Okay, which reminds me, oh my gosh, I got to give you guys your action steps, okay? And I know we got to go. I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me. Here are your action steps. So get your 30-day free trial started. Okay, that's a no-brainer. It's free. Go try it for free. Love it. If you're already using a trial, you're already in a free trial, set up your subscription now so that you don't miss a beat when your free trial ends, okay? Even if you set up a subscription now, you won't get billed until your free time is over, okay? But it'll just be set up. I really encourage you guys to get a 30-day success partner to do Teamzy with, do the free trial with you, okay? Hold each other accountable to getting the action steps done daily. Help each other to get your whys done, all of that. And what I recommend that you do is that you message each other each day a screenshot of your completed dashboard. Okay, if you guys do that during your free trial, you're going to get so much out of it. Oh my gosh, it's going to be great. And 30-day success partner is a great way to try somebody out, maybe to become your success partner ongoing. The last action step I have is a 5-day challenge. I challenge you guys to connect with 100 people in 5 days. Okay, that's 5 days in a row, no days off in that 5 days. That's an average of 20 a day, which was what I showed you guys today as an example. If you do that 5 days in a row, 100 people, and it can be any mix between your prospects, your customers, and your team, you will create so much momentum. It's going to be a little bit overwhelming, but I want you to understand, like, that is a great place to be. Being a little bit overwhelmed with activity in your business, but having a system that backs you up and keeps it in order is a great feeling. It's a lot better than crickets, right? Okay, somebody's asking, can you cancel anytime? Of course, you can cancel your subscription anytime. So absolutely. Somebody says, are any of your scripts for cold messaging people we don't know at all? I understand the building a relationship part, of course, but curious about the scripts for people we have never talked to. Okay, that's a great question. And here's what I want you to know. How do I say this? Like, that is the lowest return on investment time you can spend is messaging people you don't know at all. Now, you're going to be meeting people online and stuff, you're going to have conversations with people around shared interests and things like that. So, so that's a little different. Like if you're meeting people in a Facebook group, or you're meeting people they're interested on your Facebook page, and you're friending them and making friends with them, great. Now all you have to do is have them in Teamzy, and all you have to do is say, hey, how are you? Hey, I saw you cross my Facebook feed today. Thought I'd say hello. How are you? Are you having a great day? What's going on? And people will be like, good, if they don't know you. And that's okay. Over time, you're going to build trust with them. You don't need some fancy script. To start a relationship with somebody, the last thing you want to do is come at them with a cold invite or a cold sale offer. But what you can do is just ask them, how are you? How's it going? Thanks for friending me. What are you up to? What are some of the things that you like? What are some things you don't like about Facebook? I don't know, whatever. Just talk with them. Does that make sense? Okay. I hope that helps. Guys, this was so much fun, and I went a little bit over. Sorry. Thank you guys for hanging with me. So I'm excited that you're here. Hopefully this was helpful. Did you guys get some value from this? Okay, good. Welcome to our Teamzy family. We are so excited that you're here. I hope this was helpful. Again, if you need more help, just click, you can go to the help center. There's some more videos, but just click on that help button and ask our team for help. If you need more help with anything specific, we will help you through it. We've got a great team. Any sort of obstacle you have with the technical stuff, we want to overcome that, because we want you to be able to use this tool to impact people's lives, to help them change their lives. That's why we're here, and do it with heart. Change this industry from one that's one of deception and trickery to one that's of heart and love and caring. So thank you guys for being here. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're the kind of people to join our tribe. God bless you. Have a great night.